Hello and welcome to another episode of Box Trick. I'm your host, Matt Brady. Joining me, as always, is Tiffany O'Malley. Tiffany, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. Tiffany and I have been playing Kirby Star Allies, which came out last Friday. So, I thought we'd give it a review. First, I will say it has been a very long time since I have played a Kirby game.
Yeah.
I emulated one of the Game Boy Advance games, and that's it for me. Other than Kirby's Avalanche, which is like Tetris. So, how about you, Tiffany? What is your Kirby history?
Oh gosh, I think the OG on the Game Boy.
Mm-hmm. Dreamland.
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
You know, aside from being Kirby and Smash Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really played any others that much.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I've got it pulled up here. I played Avalanche. I think I did play Tilt and Tumble back in the day. Maybe that one sounds familiar. I think it was you had a gyrometer thing, and you could. I have played Air Ride, but that's just a racing game. It's like a Kirby Mario Kart. But it's really cool. So it's not a main
series. Yeah.
Yeah, I have it pulled up here. Yeah, Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland, which is the remake of Kirby's Adventure. So the original. It's a remake of it's a remake of the NES game.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, anyway. So Kirby Star Allies came out last Friday. It's been in development for a while. We had seen some trailers and stuff like that for it. I think it was a pretty good early of the year title for Nintendo.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think it's, while we get ready for E3 and stuff like that, it's definitely something to kind of get you through, I guess, the early part of the year when there's not a lot of big stuff coming out. Mm-hmm. Obviously, that stuff's usually saved for the end of the year. So Tiffany and I had played the demo of this last week when we did our Nintendo Direct kind of response, and they said they played the demo, and at least I felt like the game was kind of slow. And then when I played the actual game, it didn't seem as slow to me. I don't know if that was. I don't know why that was.
Yeah, I agree with that. I once you got the feel for the controls, if you're just walking Kirby, you're going to be moving pretty slow. But once you get into some of the different power-ups, you can kind of go a little bit faster. And I don't know if that's because of the power-ups or
maybe.
Or I don't know.
Yeah. I'll say just quick thoughts before we kind of dive deeper into it. I would say this game, it's a lot of fun. If you are a fan of the series, you're gonna like it. IGN said it's the best Kirby game ever, which I haven't played enough. I haven't played enough of those to know whether it is or isn't. But if you are a fan of the Kirby series, you're probably gonna like it. Looks really good, plays well in handheld mode. It is locked to 30 frames a second, regardless of which version you're playing, whether you're playing in the dock or on handheld. But I think both ways is fine. Playing it handheld is fine.
Yeah, I played a little bit of it handheld. It wasn't. I mean, it's not like you're trying to play Breath of the Wild and battle like that. Because I felt like that's kind of hard in handheld. But this game in handheld, I mean, it kind of it's a compliment to the Switch because it works so well. Yeah,
absolutely. So, okay, so let's talk about the plot a little bit here. Luckily, I have it pulled up on Wikipedia. So the game starts off, and we're actually treated to a nice little cutscene of this dark tower and this magician doing stuff, and he's creating these dark hearts type things. It says on the planet Jambastion, far away from Kirby's home planet, a dark crystalline heart explodes due to a mysterious ritual, sending its numerous fragments, Jamba hearts, hurling into deep space. Many characters are possessed, and investigating the hearts, such as King Dedede, Meta Knight. While a heart does come in contact with Kirby, it gives him the ability to befriend enemies. Kirby,
so cute.
Kirby notices that many Waddle Dees bringing food to Castle Dedede and decides to investigate. After defeating King Dedede, freeing him of the Jambahar influence, Kirby defeats Meta Knight, and under the power of another Jambahar, a large fortress lands on Popstar. And after defeating 3 generals of ice, fire, and electricity, Francesca, Flamberge, and Zayan, respectively, Kirby and his friends fly to Jam Bastion itself, where basically you have to fight, like the final boss. So I guess we can talk about the gameplay. So there's like 5 worlds. The game is kind of short. And each of the worlds kind of like an overworld, almost like kind of like Mario, except you can actually like run around. Yeah. You can
I thought that was cool.
Yeah, some of the newer Mario games have that, like 3D World has that, where you can kind of like run around. It's not just like you're limited to like on a specific plane. Not that other than like a couple of stars, there's not really a lot that you're going to be able to do. So it's just kind of. I
enjoyed being able to like run around the little map there, and when I saw like how the map was laid out, I was like, oh, this is kind of like Mario. That's a really cool way for Kirby to go.
Yeah, it's really cool. Mario 3D World has it. I'm sure there's other games, but it's just a nice little touch to it. But I will say that the levels themselves, you really need to go back into them multiple times because there's a lot to collect. There's like bonus levels you can unlock. There are puzzle pieces, and it creates like a picture, and then I don't know exactly what the pictures give you when you complete them. I can't remember. Maybe like bonus content or something.
Which that's pretty cool. Keeps you coming back.
Yeah, and the bonus levels are really cool because they used like remixed themes from old games, which I just thought was kind of cool. And this game is 1 to 4 players. So I would say like the main feature in this game that makes it different is normally in Kirby games you play as Kirby and you like suck up enemies and then steal their powers. In this game, you throw hearts and you get to have 4 or 3 allies with you.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite ally, Tiffany?
I need to like find the exact name, and maybe you will know. But I loved having the little fire guy.
Yeah. I do not know. I do not, unfortunately, know the names of the Kirby.
They're so funny. One of my favorite names, though, because I was like playing, and I had my allies and whatever, and then I realized, like, I looked at the bottom, and I was like, oh, they all have very specific names, like along their health chart that they have, and one of the little knights, his name is Sir Kibble. I just thought that was funny. Sir Kibble.
Sir Kibble. So it's the cool thing about the allies in this game is you can like do double power-ups. So if you become like the Sword Knight, I think it's just called. I think it's literally just called Sword Knight. Yeah. So if you like suck up a Sword Knight, Kirby obviously gets a sword and you can do stuff with it. But if you suck up or if you befriend someone that has like fire, water, or electric powers, and I think even there's wind as well. Yeah, it'll like charge up your thing. And so then there are puzzles you have to complete later by having specific power-ups and specific friends, which is really cool.
Yeah. Like on the surface, this game might not seem like it has like a lot of meat and potatoes, if you will. But if you really focus on like all the different things that you can do, all the different secrets, all the different bonus levels, all the different puzzle pieces, like there's a lot more to this game.
Oh yeah, there really is. Yeah, I'm looking. Oh, this is Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. I'm on the Kirby wiki and I'm looking for the new one to see if I can find all of the enemies, because there are
all the guys.
Yeah, all the guys. I'll have to say my favorite power up is you get it in like the second world. You can like throw people.
Oh yeah.
It's like this band. It's like this like martial
friend throw or something, or
yeah. Well, that's like but you can just throw people in general. I'm trying to figure out which guy it is that you end up
with their power. Gotcha.
Okay, here we go. Kirby Star Allies. Maybe there is a friend. Oh, okay, they do have. Is it Knuckle Joe?
Knuckle Joe.
Yeah, Knuckle Joe. He's in a lot of the games. Oh, there's quotes. There's like a Kirby cartoon, I guess, at some point. That seems pretty cool. Then there's Wester. He is pretty cool. He's like this. I don't know if you ran into him or not. He's like got a cowboy hat and a whip, and you can whip things like in between walls and stuff like that. Yeah, it's
awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So here are the friends. So you have Beatley, Biospark, Birdon, Blade Knight, Bonkers, Broom Hatter. Broom Hatter's pretty sweet. Yeah.
Yes.
Bugsy, Burning Leo, Chief Kawasaki. Yeah, look at this guy. Oh, Chef Kawasaki, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah, and then some. So like this guy, you get like bigger power-ups. Like some you can heal your friends, some you can do like big things if you have enough people. Let's see. Jim Jammer Jab. Oh, that guy's cool. He's got like a big staff, and he can it's like a big pole, and you can hit people with it. Parasol, Waddle Dee, Plug, Papa Bros Jr., Rocky, Sir Kibble, Waddle Doo, Wester, yeah. And then you get Dream Friends later on, where these are you can get like from older games and stuff, and they're like more special people. You have to go to you have to unlock the dream area in each world.
Yeah.
And those people you can get to be on your team are Bandana Waddle Dee, who has like a spear, Gooey. I don't know what the French he is. I'm looking at him. Oh, he looks like a slime from Dragon's Quest. King DDD, Marks. Oh, I've seen him in some older Kirby stuff. He's like.
Let me look at him.
He's got like a basketball he runs on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Meta Knight, and then Rick and Kine and Koo.
Post-launch. What does that mean?
That means after the game came out. It must have been an update or something. So anyway, you can get those guys, and if you are playing with 4 people, those people can play as them. You might be able to as well. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that. But there's a ton of enemies. Go ahead.
Oh, I unlocked. So I should say. I guess I should say I haven't beaten the game yet, but I'm close to beating the second world, and I unlocked King DDD.
Oh, so cool. Yeah, me too.
For a little while.
Oh, you can play as him?
No, just with him as my ally.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I unlocked Meta Knight. I beat the game late last night, and so I was super tired when I did. The game is not very long. I will say that again, but it's just mostly about going back in and replaying stuff. So, Tiffany, so what are your thoughts just about the game in kind of general so far?
I really enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's really cute. I like how you get to make friends. One of my favorite things to do is whatever power up I have is to try and get it to be like a sizzle. So lighting it on fire. So sizzle anything is like one of my favorite things to do. And I think my favorite power up so far, or the most fun, it's not necessarily like the most effective, but I really like all the spider moves. Like when you get the spider ability, I can't remember which
I don't think
ally
I've that
one is. Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't think maybe I did. Spider Kirby. Wow, I missed that one.
Yeah, so you can shoot these webs, and your allies can bounce off the webs and go up, and then you kind of shoot webs, kind of like Spider-Man a little bit.
What?
Yeah, it's so fun.
Oh my god, I gotta. And
you get to wear a little top hat. It looks like a top hat. I don't know. It's one of my favorites.
I'm also a big fan of Artist Kirby, where you get the paintbrush.
I don't have him yet.
Yeah, the game is super colorful. I really like the art style. It works really well.
Yes.
The level design is really good. It just flows really well, and the game has really good set pieces. Something that Mario games do not have, 2D Mario games, even the newer ones, and that is kind of something I think Kirby does really well. is they just have nice set pieces. Like when you do the friend thing and you turn it like you get like you'll turn it like a big circle and you'll like roll down hills and stuff like that.
Yes, just crush through things.
Yeah, and Kirby games
then you can like make a bridge.
Like, yeah, and
in a bridge.
The bridge. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. The bridge one I know I've done a bunch of times, but I think just like the difference of like if you're comparing Mario to Kirby is that Mario is much more about like speed and precision, and Kirby is much more about puzzles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say that.
Yeah. So it's much more
literally puzzles in this one.
Yeah. Yeah. There's like puzzles like left and right and stuff like that. What are your thoughts about? Oh yeah, that you can unlock. What are your thoughts about like the boss fights that you've had so far?
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
The game in general, I believe, is really easy, but I think that's a really good appeal for kids. Like I was telling my cousin Andy, I'm like, you've got to download this demo, you know, even if you're not going to play it, because he's got a young one at home. I'm like, it's not going to matter if they're like really terrible at the game because you like hold each other. Because you're playing together, and I was like, it's gonna be really fun for families to play together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can totally agree with that. Yeah, the game is not hard. I didn't die at all once.
Me neither. I haven't died.
And yet. I have had some of my allies die in boss battles.
Yeah.
But I have like 80 lives, and I don't think I have a lot.
It's super easy to get lives. Can like roll through something like with your allies and all the rocks crush and it's like a ton of stars come out like that. To me, that's fun, and I know that kids would really like that because it's like, oh my god, there's like so many stars, and I don't know, it's just it's so enjoyable. It's kind of like, you know how you wanted that whimsy with like Yoshi games? That's exactly what this is like. It's just whimsical and fun.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice. Like, you know, like sometimes it is just kind of nice to be able to sit down and know that you can like beat a game like in like a day or something. Like I want to sit down and play something like start to finish, and like this is definitely a game that you could do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there are some pretty cool mini games, like 4-player mini games in this. You have let me pull them up here. You have Chop Champs. I wanted to say Chain Chomp.
I know.
You have Chop Champs, which is by far my favorite of the bunch. What it is you have 4, I guess, Kirbys, and they're all lumberjacks, and you're trying to chop down a tree as fast as you can. And you basically just have to like chop and then switch what side you're on, like go back and forth. But it's just a race to see who can do it the most. And there's like bees on the side of these things, and so the bees are coming down. And if you are on the side where the bee is, you get stung, and then obviously the other people can keep going. And so it's just a race to see who can chop the tree down the fastest. And then later there's like these little sticky things, and you can like hit them, and they'll like fly into other people's stuff to make them have to slow down. But it's just it reminds me a lot of like Mario Party in a way. Like it is definitely something you would see in a Mario Party, but even it reminds me a little bit more of, I guess, the mini games you found in Pokemon Stadium on the N64, where there's just like a handful of mini games just for like the heck of it. And that's like kind of what I felt about this one. This one was by far my favorite. I literally spent like a couple hours playing Chop Champs.
No shame.
No shame. There is also Slam Star Heroes, which is also a heck of a lot of fun, and it is I guess if you really want to call it, it's like a Kirby baseball game. I guess there have been other ones. Slam Star Heroes plays similar to Megaton Punch from another Kirby game, from an older one. Or Crackety Hack from Kirby and the Amazing Mirror. And what this one is you have like a meter, and you just have to like, you're like, there's 4 people in there, they all have baseball bats, and you have to hit them. The meter will go from like the top to the bottom, and you got to hit it at the top, and then a meteor will come down at you, or a rock will come flying at you, and you have to like time your baseball hit at the right spot, and then it'll just, somebody's baseball is going farther and blowing up more meteors, which are like coming towards the Earth or whatever planet Kirby's on.
Yeah, we don't even know.
Yeah, we don't know. So there's that. Then when you beat the main game, you get Guest Star Allies Go. It's a time attack mode. So you unlock that when you beat the game. And then there is the ultimate choice, which is like, it's like an arena game from Kirby.
Nice.
Because there was a Kirby's like Smash Brothers type game, and then I think it ended up getting like its own just DLC, and you could just get it for 3DS.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the arena sub game from Kirby, whatever. Kirby Planet Robot, I think is what it was. Had the little arena mode. Yeah, so that's kind of all the stuff. Yeah, that is a 3DS game. A couple years ago. So that's all the stuff you get in Kirby Star Allies. So I guess the question is, Tiffany, do you feel like it was worth your $60?
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially even once the story mode's over, like going back, like I'm gonna be playing a lot more with Marty, so I think that's gonna be a whole lot of fun, like playing it together and going crazy. I think that'll be a good time.
Yeah, I haven't tried playing it, say, with like a single Joy-Con, but there's really not a lot of buttons that you use.
No.
So I think you'd be fine if you were doing couch co-op and just you just have a Switch and you're like, okay, like you're somebody who uses the dog controller, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
And you're like, have a friend come over, like, hey, I want to play some Kirby. Yeah, I think you'd be just fine using that.
Yeah.
Right now, I don't think there is any DLC announced for this game, but
I'm sure it's coming.
Yeah, I'm sure there will be some because there's been DLC for Kirby games in the past. I also have no idea what amiibos do in this.
Yeah, I don't know. What? Maybe more power-up moves, different allies. Maybe you can get some like extra characters. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking on the wiki page right now because I didn't try it. And I was like, well, I don't even have like a Kirby like amiibo from say Smash. Oh well, hold on, let me see here. Kirby Star Allies amiibo functionality. Let's see here what they unlock. So it's not particularly exciting. Let's see here. So you just get like stars and maybe some items. So nothing.
Oh, really?
Nothing super exciting. Doesn't look like it.
Oh man.
You get picture pieces if you have. If you have any Kirby, amiibo, which is the one from Smash Brothers, the King DDD one from Smash, or there's Meta Knight from Smash. So there's King DDD, Kirby, and Meta Knight. There's a Smash Brothers version, and then there's like a regular version, I think, for one of the 3DS games, and then or it might have been Kirby and the Rainbow Curse for the Wii U. And then there is a Waddle Dee amiibo, which actually is super cool. It's actually just one. I think it's one of the better looking amiibo in general. It's like a Waddle Dee, and he's like on this like cloud, and there's like stars underneath him. That's pretty cool.
Oh, cool! I love amiibos.
Oh, I do too. I collect them. Like I have amiibos for characters that like I don't even have the games for. Like I have a Chibi Robot, Chibi Robo one, and well, then the rest I guess are all Smash. Well, I have a Tom Nook one. I have a Tom Nook one from Animal Crossing, just because I love me some Animal Crossing. And then I have the Super Mario Odyssey one.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, Tiffany, if you were to give this game a grade, what would you give it?
I'd give it a solid B.
B. That's where I'm at. I'd give it like a solid 8 out of 10. I would recommend this game for someone who, if you just want something kind of chill and easy, or you have like some young ones you're trying to get into gaming, you're looking for something that's not super difficult. If you're a big fan of the series, while I haven't never really been like a big Kirby fan. I'm actually very pleased with my purchase. So
yeah, definitely.
Yes. So okay, anything else in closing thoughts?
Well, I put a little Twitter poll out kind of last second, so there's not a ton of votes on it. There's a total of 5 people that voted, but I just wrote Kirby Star Allies. Haven't played it, won't play it, love it, meh, it's okay. And 80% of the people that voted haven't played it, 0% won't play it, 20% love it, and 0% said meh, it's okay. So, I mean, not bad, right?
Yeah,
the people who played it loved it.
Yeah. Which was me.
No, there were 2 votes for that, weren't there?
No, there's 5 votes and there's 20%. That's okay though. But that just means. But you know, as you know, I took some political science classes, and polling data, you know, is very interesting when you look at it. Because Tiffany has, you know, a bunch of followers on your Twitter, and my guess is that most of your followers are followers because of Swish and Flick. So
I would assume so.
Right. So that just means that of the Harry Potter people that follow you, maybe a bunch of them just don't have a Switch, and specifically this game.
Come on, people.
Yeah, that just means that because they said that they just haven't played it. They didn't say they would never play it. They just said, I just haven't played it. Yeah.
That's right.
It is the fastest selling Kirby game in the United Kingdom.
Yes. Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I saw that, which is super cool. So, all right. Well, guys, that's kind of it. It's kind of short because we're just talking about just this game. Next week, we'll be back with part 3 of our Pokemon adventure. So,
I'm so excited.
Tiffany, it's going to be a shockingly good time.
I would say so.
Yeah. As we head towards the Thunder Badge.
Yeah, you always have to get a good dad joke in every episode.
Yeah, a good Pokemon. Good Pokemon jump. Pokemon pun. There we go.
There it is.
So, Tiffany, where can people find you on the internet?
So you can find me on the internets on Twitter at tiffswish_flick. Make sure you follow me because then you get really cool polls, box triggers. Come on.
Yeah.
You can also find me on Swish and Flick and all Harry Potter podcasts. We are dissecting all the books currently on Chamber of Secrets. So you should go and listen to that because it's awesome. You can also find me on Rebel Watch and all Star Wars podcast with Matt and our friend Ezra. I am going through a journey through Star Wars. We're breaking down all the movies in order. We're getting deep and sweaty. So definitely listen to Rebel Watch for that.
Yeah, you can find me anywhere on the internet at Super Gainsbros. That's my Twitter, Instagram, things like that. As Tiffany said, I do a Star Wars podcast called Rebel Watch. I also do a political podcast called Of the People. And I do a Game of Thrones podcast called Bend the Knee. And next week we'll be back with some Pokemon. And as always, guys, thanks for listening.